Hello everyone. So welcome to the preview of Trans-Tasmanian match T20 World Cup final between Australia and New Zealand. Right. So let's start the preview by talking about different factors. So first thing that what's the key difference between these two teams? So I think like just in terms of the approach, I'm not talking about the players and the matchup, but just in terms of approach, these are two different kind of teams, right? Backed by two different kind of philosophy, right? So I think New Zealand is more of a Australia is more of a let's talk about Australia first. So Australia is more of a dominating team which likes to dominate from the start, and they want to go at as hard as possible. That is kind of Australian way of playing. New Zealand, very resourceful, very professional. They want to fight hard. They want to optimize their resources, and they just want to be there till the end of the match and to win the match, right? So they want to scrape through to a victory. Uh, so two different approach, and then I think in terms of the approach that they have followed in the tournament as well. So Australia going with the batting depth. So they have three more bowling options in terms of Maxwell, Marsh, and Stoinis, which I think are pretty good to deliver 4 or 5 overs in the match. But yeah, they Australia are backing the extra batsman versus New Zealand backing the extra bowler, right? Again, New Zealand's lower order is good enough, but I think the at number seven Australia has Matthew Wade, and New Zealand has uh, Mitch Santner. So yeah, probably Australia uh, strong in terms of their batting, and New Zealand is strong in terms of their bowling, right? So very very it is going to be, I'm sure it is going to be a very exciting final, right? Let's talk about the factors that may impact, right? So first factor, which has been a major talking point throughout the tournament, toss. So my take is that toss should not matter in the final. I don't think it will matter that much. I think at the end of the day, the team which will play the better cricket will win. The other reason I say that the toss will not matter. So I think first reason is that in big matches, I think batting first has a historically has been a slight advantage, right? So that is one reason. The other reason is that and like this is backed by the fact that in last 18 or 17 matches in Dubai, only time the team batting first has won that was the IPL final, again a big match. Right. The other reason I feel that the toss should not matter is because I think yesterday also we saw lack of dew. Right. I think till the last ball was bowled, I don't think there was much dew, and the weather is also cooling down. So probably dew will not. Hopefully, dew will not impact the match that much. And I think the last reason why I think the toss will not matter, because I think the pitch uh, will be a bit batting friendly, right? Because generally in the finals, in the big matches, I think there are better pitches are produced. So I think once you have a better pitch, then the batting first has I think there is a parity, because batting first you can score big, and then there is always the pressure of run rate, right? So these are the three reasons why I think the toss will not matter that much in the final, right? The other factor is I believe the boundaries will be even, because I think they will try to use the central pitch for the final and the best pitch for the final. So again, I think a lot of times I think the left right combination is favored because of the uneven boundaries. So I think that probably might not be a factor, right? And the last factor I earlier mentioned, that pitch should play better than it has played rest of the tournament, right? So these are the factors. Team news. So I think there's just one team news. I think David Conway has injured himself, a freaky injury. He when he got out in the semi-final, apparently he hit the bat very hard, or he hit his hand with the bat very hard, and I think his hand has got fractured. So a ridiculous injury, and I think there should be a straight swap between Serifut and Conway. And yeah, I don't think New Zealand lose much, even though Conway is a better player of a spin and he provides that extra left-handed batting option in the middle. But Serifet is also a good player, so I think Tim Serifet, uh, you know, they will not lose much by bringing Tim Serifet. Right, then the matchups, right? So I think there are some good matchups in this. And when I say matchup, I'm not necessarily talking about the numbers. I'm just talking about the probability of people getting out. So Saudi bowling to Warner in the starting is going to be very important. I think Saudi bowls well to the left-handers. He has the natural in-swing for the left-handers because he is naturally an outswing bowler for right-handers. So he has that natural in-swing, and then he angles the ball well. And we have saw David Warner struggling against it. We saw him against Chris Wokes in the match against England in the same venue, Dubai. Uh, and the reason I feel that this matchup will be a big factor because if Warner doesn't get out early, then New Zealand, New Zealand, then Australia will be in a good position because then Warner takes on the spinners. He will take on Ishodi. He will take on Mitch Santner, right? And that was my next matchup. That spinners, New Zealand spinners, they have a lot of right-handers. They will have a lot of right-handers to bowl at in the middle overs, right? So I think after Warner, Maxwell again is a key player because he plays spin pretty well. I think it doesn't matter whether the ball is going out or in for him because he has all the shots, and I think he takes on the spinners also. So Maxwell versus New Zealand spinners, I am going to watch out for that. And then another matchup in the starting is Finch versus Trent Bolt. So I think what Shaheen Shah did against Finch, I think Bolt will also look to do that. So yeah, another you know good contest to watch out for, right? Then if you talk about New Zealand's batting versus Australia's bowling, so I think Mitch Stark versus Martin Guptill, I think again a good contest to watch out for. And then Adam Zampa versus New Zealand's middle order. So Zampa has been pretty amazing throughout the tournament. I think he has been the best spinner in the tournament, and yeah, I think how New Zealand middle order play Zampa, that is going to be very crucial in the match. And then I think the other reason I think I mentioned quite a few spin matchups was because throughout the tournament, Dubai has been a good ground for the spinners in terms of all the three grounds used. Dubai has been a better ground, right? Sharjah probably helps the spinner more, but the boundaries are so small that even miss hits go for six. So that is why probably Sharjah has not favored a spinner that much. But Dubai, the boundaries are pretty decent, and yeah, it helps the spinner. So hopefully, spinners will play a crucial role in the match, right? And then the last factor is I think how these two teams bowl in the death overs. So I think Australia are probably a bit stronger in the death over because I think Pat Cummins, Hazelwood, and Mitch Stark, I think these like they have a little bit of extra pace, and I think we have saw throughout the tournament that the short balls are probably a better option than the Yorkers because short ball give you the extra margin of error. And I think Australian bowlers are, I think, slightly better equipped than New Zealand bowlers uh, in the in terms of bowling the short balls, right? And in terms of hitting the deck hard and in terms of hitting the hard lengths. I think New Zealand also have good pace with Mill, but I think still Australia slightly ahead in terms of bowling in the death. So yeah, these were the key factors or key matches that I wanted to highlight. Again, very I'm looking towards this match. I think it is going to be a very exciting match, and what I'm looking to see the characters that come out of the match. So I think there are pretty good characters who are going to play the match. I think New Zealand have a lot of players who back themselves, and they are not ultra aggressive, but they have the ultimate confidence. And then Australia, I think they like dominate, they like to take the game on. They like to be in your face. So I think again, uh, two two great teams, and I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to watch this match. Lastly, I think Australia have slight edge, uh, because I think they bat deep, and I think there is something about Australian team that they turn up on the finals, they turn up on the big matches, right? So hopefully, let's see let's see. Hopefully, it is going to be an entertaining match. Thank you, everyone. See you on the finals.